Hello, seventh graders. Welcome to 5-8. The other day we went over how to just find selling price, and well, now today we're doing markups and discounts. So percent of change is what we did before. Today is another real life situation that can help us out. We go to the store and we realize, oh, obviously we're buying something and the store paid for it, but they paid far less than we're paying. A store gets something and they mark it up. Um, so that the customer's paying more. And then there's discounts as well. So if something goes on sale, that's a discount. So there's selling price and sale price. What we're talking about today on 286 in your textbook. So markup is a store sells an item more than it paid for the item in order to make a profit. Makes sense? The selling price then is the amount the customer pays for an item. So just some things that you're going to hear that you're going to want to keep um, in the back pocket so you can understand everything. So let's just jump into an example right away. Example 3, because this is a day 2 lesson. So finding the selling price. A bead store buys beads at wholesale price and then prices them to sell at 75% markup. So 75% more than what they paid for them. If a strand of beads costs the store $14, what is the selling price for this strand? There are two methods to find the selling price. Kind of like the other day when we did another thing where there was 2 steps, 2 methods about tax. So similar situation here. Study tip would be checking for reasonableness. You could estimate using that estimation skill from 5-6. 75% is about 3/4. 9/14 is about 10. So you can round those things up if you see here on the side. So it's going to be around $7.50 of a markup. So the selling price would be that $9 plus that markup. So we're guessing or doing our reasonableness. Our answer should be around $16.50. So finding the markup first. Okay, so we're just going to find the markup and then worry about the selling price. The whole is $9.14. The percent is 75, and we are looking for the part, the markup. So get rid of that. So we have part, percent, whole. So we're using that percent equation. Again, some of you maybe prefer to use the percent proportion at this point. The equivalent to this then would be the part over the whole is equal to the percent out of 100. Okay, that's just finding the markup. So then we see, okay, we multiply 75% times 914, 75% of that. So then we find the markup is $6.86, and we add the markup to the store's cost because that'll tell us what we pay. So what we pay is $16. Okay, so markup and selling price are going to be two different numbers, but you have to distinguish between the two. So that's finding the markup first. You could find the total percent first. This is like that situation of tax. So obviously you're going to pay for 100% of those beads, right? You're not going to be like, oh, I only want part of the strand. You're going to say, I'm going to pay for 914. That's 100% of the cost. But you're also going to be paying 75% of that too for your grand total. Okay? So you're paying a total of 175% of the store's cost. So we can let P represent the price. So we find out our part. We're looking for what part are we paying if we're paying 175% of 914. Multiplying, we get 16. So the selling price of the beads is $16. Either way works again. It's just whether you decide to find the added on cost and then add, or if you find it all at once using the 100%. So the selling price of a digital camera. So now we're going to try both methods. So if the digital camera costs the store $120 and the markup's $55, okay? So we're looking for a different part. So let's find just the markup. So method 1 was finding the markup. So we're looking for the markup is 55% of the cost of the store. Okay? When I multiply that, I multiply, and I believe I get 66. Double check if I'm right here. To the top of my head. 20. 66. So that's the markup, remember. That's not my selling price. And the question's asking selling price. Those of you that struggle with reading directions and going back and seeing if your answer is reasonable, you need to make sure you do better at that this time. So that's my markup. So it's going to be the cost of the store plus the markup is going to be my selling price of $186. I'm buying the camera for $186. Method 2, people, you're saying my cost of the camera, my selling price, is 155% of the store's cost because I'm paying for 100% of the camera plus 55%. And when you do that, you still end up with $186. Okay, so not too bad of a deal here. Another type of question you might see is Chen Yu ordered a book that cost $24 from an online store. Her total with shipping was $27. This time you're looking for the percent of markup charged. So this time you don't know the percent. So this is going back to knowing percent of change, okay? We know the change is an increase because it's a markup. So we have to think, okay, she thought originally she was paying 24, and then her new cost at the end of her checkout online was 27. So $27 minus $24 over her original thought of 24. Because the book costs 24, the markup spot is the $3 in shipping, which you find out here. 27 minus 4 is 3, and that's 3 of the original. Okay? You divide those and you end up with 0.125. Yes, that's the same as 1/8, which hopefully we know 1/8 and 125 thousandths is the same as 12.5%. Someone asked me the other day, Ms. Simmers, can I write that as 12.5%? Absolutely. Okay? So sometimes you have to use what you know. You guys knew how to do this already. You know now markups and things. So you have to, sometimes it's not clear cut. Like I said before, you're not always just going to be given a question that says what is. You have to kind of infer what you know here. So don't give up on the word problems, please. It's like giving up on life. Second part of this, so instead of marking up, making it pay more, discount, how we pay less. So the amount by which a regular price is reduced. Sale price then, just like selling price, sale price is the price you pay after it's been discounted. Okay, so keep those things in mind. So, music. The CD Discount Superstore is advertising a 20% off sale. Jonas, not the Jonas Brothers, Jonas wants to buy a CD that originally cost $18.50. Find the sale price of the CD. So what we're looking at, if I just infer from the word problem, is this is going to be 20% off of $18.50. Okay? So method 1 would be just find the discount first, just like we found the markup first. Find the discount, and then later we'll subtract. So we're looking for 20% of $18.50. So we're looking for what part is that? So we set everything up in motion here, but we're looking for our part. We know our percent as a decimal, and we multiply by our whole. Remember, you could still use percent proportion if that's best for you. I personally find percent equation easier because it's easy to read using is and of. I could just read this to you right now. We're looking for what is 20% of 1850. Okay, so for me, I find that easier. You may not, and that's okay. So I multiply and I get 370. That means that 370 is the discounted amount. Discounted meaning I should subtract it from the original amount of 1850 for my sale price of that CD being 1480. Okay. All right, fighting the percent paid first. So what am I going to pay? This is a little bit different because you're not paying anymore. Usually before you're paying 100% plus something. This time we're not paying 100% of it. We're discounted 20%, meaning originally we could have paid 100% for it, but now we don't have to pay for 20%, leaving us with paying for 80% of the CD. It's kind of like the store saying, hey, we'll take care of 20%, you take care of the other 80. So you have to find the percent first of what you are paying. So now we're actually just looking for 80% of 1850. So we're wondering what the sale price is. So what is 80% of 1850? You can read it left to right just like it says. So then we multiply and we get 1480, just like we did on the first one. The sale price of the CD is $14.80. Kind of a cool deal. We'll give you a couple methods. You choose what works best for you. So another one here. We're finding the sale price if a CD is $14.50 and it's 10% off. Okay. Method one was to find the discount first. Okay. So we're wondering what is 10% of 1450? I know that multiplying by 1/10 is really just moving the decimal one to the left. So you get your calculator too. Discount then is $1.45. That's the discount. We're looking for the sales price. Read directions. If it's not asking for discount, you have to keep going. So the cost of the CD minus the discount, and your CD should end up costing what? Give it a try on your own. Give it a try. Give it a try. It's going to end up costing $13.05. Don't let that fool you. And some people might do $13.50. We have another 45 cents. Okay. Method two. I have a 10% discount, 10% off. So originally I'd be paying 100%, but I don't have to pay for 10%. So I'm only paying for 90% of that CD. So then I'm wondering what my sale price is 90% of 1450. Use your calculator or use your estimation here, and we end up with $13.05 for the cost of that discounted CD. That is my sale price. All right. Not too bad, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully this is some real good, real life example for you. Maybe next time you go shopping, you can give it a try on your own. Rewatch the video, stop and pause where you need. Make sure you take good notes, write down questions, things you learned, things you're wondering. You know what to do. We'll see you next time.